We have Martin and Blair joining us now as season 14 is underway. First 7 episodes they have dropped and are streaming on GolfPass. So Martin, let's start with you. Could you have ever imagined being here at season 14 when the show began all the way back in 2011?
Absolutely not, categorically. I actually thought when I had the chance to do it, maybe I would do 8 shows. And here we are, 400 plus climbing. So it's been an incredible ride, George. It's been amazing.
Blair, you still make competitive appearances in this game. And I'm curious, since I'm thinking of auditioning Martin as the sought-after role of my next swing whisperer, does he make you a better golfer being there as his co-host on the show?
Absolutely. I mean, working on the show, it's amazing because, I always tell everyone who watches the show, there's so many tips that we give you throughout a show, but it's really great. If you can pick 1 or 2 tips that resonate with you at that time in your game, it's really going to help you. And so I feel like when I have an event coming up, I will kind of pick a tip or 2 that we've worked on throughout the show that helps me with whatever it is I'm working on that game or to help me that week to play. So it's nice to have, your pick of tips and feel what works best for you.
Martin, you said originally you were going for 8 shows. You're at 400 now. What's the secret to keep the instruction fresh after doing this for so many years?
Well, rule number 1, golf is very difficult. Don't know if you knew that, but actually it's very difficult. And I still actually teach for a living. People have seen me on the screen so often, they think this is what I do. This is sort of like my little sideline. I still teach a lot. I still teach a lot of, shall we say, normal club golfers, anything from 10 handicap to 30 handicap. So the difficulty of the game never escapes me. I've never found it easy. And so I'm always looking to try and put it in digestible terms that might help people make some marginal gains on this game. And it always has done. And to this day, it fascinates me how you can reorganize someone's thoughts or their feels or how they're trying to solve a problem and improve golf. And the reason I've done it so long and haven't stopped is I believe every golfer, no matter what age or what standard, you can still improve. Even Eamon could still improve, actually. I'm going on record and saying it.
You just got yourself fired before you were even hired for insubordination. Hall. I am curious, Martin, as George mentioned, you're north of 400 episodes here. Is there one tip where you got more positive viewer feedback from that over the years that just seemed to resonate with people more?
Well, that's a great question, Eamon. I would say the one tip that's probably had the most feedback of any was when my very clever producer, Brett Berlante, I said, look, I want to imagine there's a swimming pool and I'm standing in a swimming pool about waist height. And in the downswing, I've got to get the hands in the swimming pool before the club head, because most people uncock the wrist too early and get the club head in the pool too early. And that's really resonated with people because they put some really nice graphics on the screen there. There's been a lot of things that people seem to remember. We came up very early with right or rubbish in the first show. Is this statement right or is it rubbish? And people really like that. Dispel sort of a myth buster, really. And Blair keeps setting me up for right or rubbish, and she does it beautifully. And, she's been fantastic to work with. I have to say that. Absolutely amazing to work with her. For all the swing thoughts I give her, that she can even pull the club back from the ball is actually miraculous.
That's the truly incredible part of the show, if I do say so myself. And Blair, the show has taken you to so many different places. You've had all these different Hall of Fame guests.
Yes.
What for you is the most memorable?
Oh, I think going out to TPC Sawgrass, we filmed on 16, 17, and 18. Obviously, the floating green, that was amazing. Going out to Dave Pell's home, seeing his backyard. He's got all the putting greens, the chipping greens, and the sand, and such an amazing facility. We filmed from there. And then, KPMG, one of the majors, we had Phil Mickelson on the show, and it was just going through a short game clinic. And I think that's one of my favorite episodes you can go back and really learn a lot from. So we've got to go a lot of really cool places and talk with, like you said, a lot of great golfers.
Martin, there's so much attention these days on Scotty Scheffler, even to the point where Padraig Harrington had a funny video last week where he was trying to imitate the footwork, the kind of little shimmy step that seems to be going on. Is there anything that the average recreational golfer can learn from Scotty's swing, particularly from the footwork?
Well, the footwork, I would say no, but Eamon, I would say, I'm really fond of showing people Scotty Scheffler's swing, especially young players. Equally fond of showing them Sahith Theegala, because they're swings that most people say, "Ooh, I don't want to swing like them." It's like, yeah, well, you want to hit the ball like them, I'll tell you that. And John Jacobs always said to me, look, golf is what the ball does. And I've always remembered that. I mean, the wonderful man, John Jacobs. And at the end of the day, I would say how the swing looks is somewhat overrated. Everybody takes video of the swings on the cell phones these days, and everybody just dives into the black hole of YouTube to find the secret, the magic move that in 3 swings is going to add 45 yards to your drive. And it's all gibberish and nonsense. But, you know, when you watch someone like Scotty Scheffler, he has a fantastic control of how he takes the club head through the hitting area. And if someone said to me, what did Randy Smith do with Scotty Scheffler? It's like he helped him build a swing where the club face very rarely gets close to the path of his swing. So he can hit it really hard under pressure. And the way he's been playing is, we haven't seen that very often in the history of golf for someone to be that dominant in almost every event he's played in. I wouldn't bet against him at the Masters, I'll tell you that.
I think I'm inclined to agree with that assertion, Martin. You'd be pretty foolish if you're betting against the world #1 with how he's looked. And Blair, in the game of golf, so much is made about distance. We've seen it on the PGA Tour, LPGA Tour, changes made long-term to counter distance. Yet for the average amateur, they're always chasing distance. They're always wanting to add more. You're a 2-time NCAA long drive champion, former world long drive competitor. Give me some advice for someone who wants to try and add some distance off the tee.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Everyone wants to get some more distance off of the tee. First off, I would say to watch School of Golf episodes, because we have a handful of episodes that are geared around to hitting the long ball. But personally, for me, I feel like fitness is a really big part of that. Specifically, obviously, working out and training your body to protect your body down the road with, trying to hit that long ball. But I think one of the specific muscles is the glutes. Working on the glutes. If you can do exercises surrounding the glutes, it's going to kind of protect your golf swing, help everything else have power in your golf swing. And I think it also depends on the age of the golfer, too. I think if I'm playing golf with 3 60-year-old men, 50-year-old men, whatever it may be, or a woman, I think the golfer who has the most flexibility is going to hit the ball a lot further as well. So I think flexibility is also key depending on, the age range of the golfer we're talking about.
Unfortunately for me, George, the flexibility is going in the opposite direction these days. Martin,
we got to work on that.
If I watch every episode of this 14th season, Martin, how much can you guarantee me that I'm going to be better by the end of it than I am right now?
I am stunned in silence on that one, Eamon. There are no guarantees in this game, unfortunately. I think what I would tell you is you wouldn't be short of ideas to try, I can tell you that.
That's the problem. I'm already not short of ideas to try, Martin.
Martin, finally, you're crossing the 400 episode threshold. Do you have a goal in mind, like as far as how long you'd like to try and take it?
No, I mean, I think Blair and I really enjoy doing it. We've got a great team behind us at GolfPass, and as long as they want us to do it, I think we're going to keep doing it. As long as I can keep coming up with fresh information, and it's always just it's just new packaging. I mean, the message of the way Bobby Jones hit a golf ball over 100 years ago isn't any different. The impact ballistics are no different than the requirements now, or basically no different. But I think if I feel I can describe it and people around the world enjoy it, I'm going to keep doing it. One of the things that's been so gratifying, and Blair would support this, I think, is the reach on GolfPass is staggering. How many people we touch around the world. I mean, initially it was America, then it was Europe, and now it's around the world. And, a game that's been so good to me, the fact that I feel I can give back to the game with School of Golf and with Blair and help golfers that I'll never meet, and maybe it'll help their kids. I mean, that's incredibly rewarding for me.
And it's been amazing for us to see over the years. And of course, you can catch School of Golf streaming now, season 14 on GolfPass. Blair, Martin, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You are very welcome.